Hello Internet, in this video we have got another super speed double battle from the Wi-Fi tournament where the rules are there's no team preview, you have 20 seconds to make each move and there's only 3 Pokemon on the team as well. So I don't know anything going into this game, all I know is I've got a Japanese opponent and he's probably got a high rating because you paired up with people with a similar rating to yourself. So he's got a lovely name, Death, as you can see. But I lead with my Tyranitar and Amoonguss, nice comfortable lead, and he turns out to have a very popular combination of Ludicolo and Politoed. So these two have been around for a long time now. We can see the weather activating. The rain actually comes up, which tells me that his Politoed is slower than my Tyranitar, so I know that this Politoed isn't Choice Scarfed, which is good information to have because Choice Scarf Politoed can catch people by surprise. It can be a little bit tricky to play around, but with Tyranitar leading like this, I can gauge how fast they are. So unlike past years, I can actually Mega Evolve here to get rid of his Rain. I'm protecting because I want to be safe, I want to be going first. But he actually turns out to have Surf on his Politoed, which is quite interesting because here is the Absorb Bulb, which was a bit of a favourite in 2012, but don't really see that too often these days. Maybe he thought it would be a good idea in this super speed double tournament because the matches are so fast paced, you've only got one Pokemon in the back, so if you can't switch into a potentially rain boosted +1 attack from this Ludicolo, then you're going to be in a bit of a sticky situation. But to end this first turn out, I get a Spore off onto this Politoed, which is very good for me. That puts the offensive pressure definitely on my side. His Ludicolo is +1, but the rain isn't up, I've got the sand up. So basically, the next turn, I'm thinking his obvious play is he's got to withdraw his Politoed because it's not offering anything to him on the field at the moment, and he wants to get his rain back up as well. So it seems obvious now, but he does withdraw his Politoed, and basically I get to catch it with my Amoonguss coming in, which is very, very helpful. It is Mawile, as we can see, so Mawile in rain is a bit of a problem. It is a very, very powerful Pokemon, and it's only got 2 weaknesses in fire and ground, and so if you can cover one of those weaknesses with the rain, then it does become a very big problem. Now his +1 Hydro Pump did miss my Tyranitar here, which is a problem with inaccurate moves. 80% is something I'm not comfortable with. I'm not sure that this actually mattered looking into the rest of the battles, but we can see how it plays out. And like I was saying, I catch this Mawile on the switch in, which is fantastic because that alleviates any kind of pressure that there might have been. I did get a Dragon Dance up with my Tyranitar that turn, just because I didn't know what was in the back. It's always nice to prepare yourself, you know, get a +1. It was probably always going to be his Mega. But he could put almost any Mega in with this. He withdraws his Mawile to get the rain up, and a rain boosted attack +1 from this Ludicolo is going to be doing a lot of damage. Nothing's going to appreciate it, but because before the turn started the sandstorm was up, my Tyranitar does go first. Now this turn was the only turn in the whole tournament where I actually timed out on my move. Basically there's only 20 seconds per move, and I was thinking this was a bit of a dangerous turn for me. I actually intended to withdraw my Amoonguss here and put my Talonflame in, thinking that, well, he's not going to fire a water attack over onto Amoonguss. He could have had Surf as well as Hydro Pump maybe, so that was a potential threat, but I thought that was the best move. But I actually timed out, and Amoonguss stayed in, and I got my Rock Slide off. I was going to protect with my Tyranitar as well. Obviously that would have been the safer play. But I get my Rock Slide off, and this is one of the things with Rock Slide. It flinches, and put the game definitely into my hands. The computer picked to obviously Giga Drain the Ludicolo, but I'm in a good position now because basically the next turn I can protect with my Tyranitar. Ludicolo usually have Assault Vest, which means they can't protect to burn out my protect. and I can basically just Giga Drain and knock out his Ludicolo. Now that Politoed did have one sleep turn there, which is something to always keep in mind. You always want to be counting your sleep turns, you always want to be fully aware of what's going on the battle. His Mawile comes in, but they are both asleep. He gets the Intimidate off onto my Tyranitar. So my Tyranitar isn't actually very threatening at the moment, but I know that because these are his last two Pokemon, I can basically reset the sand later on. Now, this was a little bit risky because the Politoed did sleep last turn, and so it could wake up this turn. It could fire a water attack over on the Tyranitar slot, and if it did wake up and knock out this Talonflame, then I would be in quite a bit of a problem really, but it doesn't, it stays asleep. I get a Giga Drain off on this Politoed, and its Citrus Berry activates. So this next turn coming up is quite an interesting turn. There are quite a few things that could potentially happen here. I'm withdrawing my Mungus, I'm putting my Tyranitar back in because I want to get rid of the rain for my fire attack on my Talonflame. Obviously it's half damage in the rain. And I'm going to Flare Blitz the Mawile. I don't really want to wait around any longer because they are both asleep. They could wake up at any time. There are some things that could go wrong here though with this play, because his Mawile could wake up. It did have its first sleep turn last turn, so it could wake up this turn, 1 in 3 chance of it waking up. It could protect, and his Politoed could wake up and knock my Talonflame out, and that would be very bad for me because then I'd be stuck basically Rage Powdering and trying to Rock Slide this Mawile to death, which isn't beyond the realms of possibility, you know, with flinches and Rocky Helmet damage and whatnot, but it was a potential bad scenario that could have happened from this. But he actually does try to move first, so he is trying to Sucker Punch, or he is trying to protect there, but because I have reset the weather, I've got my sand back in, I get my Flare Blitz off. Luckily, you know, I say luckily, but the odds were in my favour, and knocked the Mawile out, which was the big threat, and I've basically got the game now. I'm sitting here nice and comfortably. His Politoed does stay asleep again, so you know, not that it really mattered at this point. He's sitting there with his Politoed in, useless, and I've basically won the game. I've got all 3 of my Pokemon, and I've knocked out his 3. So he used Rain, very standard Rain with Mawile, which is in anyone's hand very dangerous. That Mawile with the shield from fire attacks is very threatening. It's a very scary thing to play against, but we can see with the Mawile staying asleep that turn, I managed to get the win off, and the Hydro Pump earlier on wouldn't have knocked out the Tyranitar, and I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have mattered, so no worries there. So there we go, that's another fast-paced battle from this double speed tournament. Pretty fun again. I've got some more coming up, so hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.